Alright, let's begin the tea. It's tea time. So when I say family, he has his mom, his sister, and his brother. So I'm gonna start with the sister.
Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me. Oh no no. Oh no no. Don't do it to me. Oh no.
This video in particular is because there's a chapter in my life that I am ready to close, and many of you guys that already know me know what that chapter is. And one of the questions that I get asked a lot is, do I still speak to my husband's family or his sister? Because like I said, you guys that know my story know that my daughter passing had a lot to do with, had everything to do with his sister. So that question is just asked so much and I don't speak about it. This video is only to say why I don't speak to his family. It's not about drama. It's not I don't hold any anger. I don't hold anything against them. I feel like I have forgiven them in my heart for so many things that we have gone through with them. The first incident with me and his sister was when my son was born. She came over and started taking pictures of him, you know, like visiting, like, oh my god, he's so cute, blah blah blah, was taking pictures of him. But then her and her friend would go out and tell everyone that he's not my husband's son, her brother, that it's not his, and blah, spreading all these rumors that, oh my god, look at the pictures, like he looks so different, he's not his kid. After that, I kind of just kept my distance. She never really did anything, even to this day. The only thing, people think that I stopped talking to her because, as many of you guys know, she's the one that was in the car, she's the one that drove, and she's the one that ran my daughter over, causing her death. So a lot of people think that what was my reaction to that? Did I stop talking to her? Did I like almost kill her? Like, what was the thing? I have such a big heart. Like, you guys don't understand when I say I have a big heart. The day of the accident, my instinct was just get in the car, let's just drive. I told her to drive because she was already driving. I told my sister to get out, but I was like, go, 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 like just drive. I wasn't even mad at her. She was not even on my mind whatsoever. So this is what happened during the funeral, or not the funeral, the viewing. My best friend got a shirt with my daughter's pictures and us. Like, she went out of her way to do that for us. I just know that somehow, somewhere in there, my husband's sister was upset because she didn't get a shirt. Her and her mom were upset because they didn't get a shirt with their picture in it. No. They were upset because they weren't added to the shirts. That why didn't they get a shirt, or why weren't they added, whatever. The next day, see, I wasn't even mad at that. Like I said, they're not even in my mind at that point, okay? So the next day, which was the funeral, we have we play a video, and I personally made that video. This was in honor of my daughter. It was a memory, a video in her memory. I added pictures of us in it, and his sister and his mom, okay, were really mad because they were not on the video. Like, they had the nerve. Well, his mom, I don't know, his mom just came and just mentioned to my husband how his sister was offended. So she just came saying, hey, you know what, I just wanted to let you know that your sister's offended because she wasn't added to the video. Like, if it's a regular video, like if it's about her, once again, she wants to be the center of attention. She's always been like that since kids. Whatever. That still not made me stop talking to her. After everything had happened, I felt so bad for her. Like, I just didn't want nobody to feel like it was their fault. Like, I had so much anger for myself that I didn't want nobody else to feel like it was their fault. So I invited her to church. I was trying to cope. I was trying to go to church. I was trying to like heal in a way. And I took her to church with us. A lot of times my husband was not the one, like, my husband doesn't say anything. He was always like, are you sure? Now, I never held nothing against her. Like, I really didn't. She was the only one that ever checked up on my husband, and I feel like that's why I forgave her a long time ago, and I wanted her around, and I invited her to birthday parties and everything. It was always only her, and because I had so much respect in a way, because she cared for her brother that much that she would check on him. Nobody else did, not his mom. I still tried to make her feel okay. Like, if that's how big of a heart that I have. Like, it's freaking crazy. But what did make me stop talking to her was just, I guess, the annoying part of how they wanted to be in the video so bad, like if it was about them. Like they went to go get their hair done, they went to go get ready before the funeral, like if they were going to party. Like I didn't even shower. That's with his sister. So now we're gonna talk about his mom. Let's talk about his mom, because his mom and his sister have like a lot to do together. So anyway, when I went and moved in there, I had already had one baby, which was my son, and then I was pregnant with my second one. And during that time, I was, you know, I was the one that always cooked. And when I say cook, I don't cook just for me and my husband and because we were living there. No, I was cooking for everybody, like us and his mom, his sister, and his brother that we all lived there. I had my daughter, right? My daughter's born, okay? She is about 5 months, 6 months. I start school, 2017. I start school full-time. I start work part-time. And then I'm still cooking for everyone. I'm still cleaning for everybody. And I'm still doing homework. Like I would stay up to 2 in the morning, sometimes 5 in the morning doing homework. Like there were so many things that I did in that house. The fights began after I confronted her and I said, you know what, I don't think it's fair that I'm the one doing everything. Like I was raised where if I'm gonna be living there and I'm not paying rent or whatever it is that I'm doing, how I'm raised is I at least gotta clean and cook for you guys, because that's how I want to show my appreciation and my gratefulness, you know, to you. Like I get it, but I still was like, that's so unfair, because I'm cleaning after your son that literally never comes out of his room, always whatever, your daughter, and then you, like, and for you guys to be ungrateful, like that's a whole other thing. Like point is, I confronted her, we made a whole list of who's gonna do what, chores. Didn't work out. I told her again, like, they're not doing it. It's so ridiculous. Like, the dishes there was a point where I didn't even touch the dishes because I was that mad, and literally nobody did them, that there was worms on it. That's how nasty it was. And I showed it to my husband and I was so mad. I was like, you see, if I don't do it, nobody does. And it was such a, like, we were fighting so much about who's gonna do what. She had the nerve, okay, she had the nerve to say, my daughter doesn't have to do nothing because she's going to school. She's going to school, not even college, okay? She's going to like a little beauty school a couple hours out of the day. I have never disrespected anybody older than me. I don't even care if it's a year or 2 years older than me. Never have I disrespected besides his mom and his family, like, well, just his mom. Because I don't understand why she thinks the way she thinks. Like, and now that I don't speak to them and I think and I analyze, I have forgiven her. I get it. Like, everyone has a past, everyone has a trauma, everybody grows up a certain way, and you just believe that that's your life, and I get it, it's not your fault. But it wasn't also okay with what I was doing because it was so unfair. But I'll show you guys, I'm gonna be showing you guys clips so you guys don't think I'm lying. I'm gonna show you guys clips of when I was living there, the videos I took, what I was going through at that time. It was so bad. It was through this fight, I disrespected her so much. We ended up moving out a little bit after that because it just got to the point where I was just saying too many, like, bad words to her. Like, it was just so, I was just being so disrespectful. But what happened is, so one day I finished cleaning all of that outside. I'm drained, the food, the dinner's ready. I'm showering my kids, and she comes in, she gets home, and she comes in. I have the door open because I'm showering my kids, and she goes, and she has the nerve, bro. She has the nerve to say, why are the dishes still there? I looked at her, I was like, huh? Excuse me? She said, why are the dishes still there? I was like, why don't you tell your kids to do it? You know, like, what the hell? Like, I just cleaned the house. She ignored me, walked away, went in the room, called my husband to go in the room. He goes in there. She goes, she yelled at me. She disrespected me, Martin. Like, what? Like, my husband came, he's like, did you yell at her? Yeah, I did, but did you not just see how disrespectful that was? Like, I do all of this for them, like, and for you guys when I don't freaking have to. And she has the nerve to talk to me like that. You got me f***ed up, but I'm not that type of person where you can just come up and disrespect me like that. Like, excuse me? You know, so after that, I was over it. I was like, Vivid, I was like, you know what? I will never respect her. I'm sorry that that's your mom, but clearly it's just not working out. Point is, we end up moving after. I still forgave her. I still talked to her after. I was the one who apologized to her for her because I was in church and I was like, you know, you gotta be the good person, be the bigger person. Clearly she's an adult, but she wants to be a kid, so whatever, just be the bigger person. I did. I apologized. We squashed it. Done deal. No, that wasn't it. The reason why I stopped speaking to her, one, when I overhear her say something about the shirts and the video, how they're not included and how her sister's offended. I was like, excuse me? Like, you're seriously gonna come to my house and speak about how you guys feel offended because you guys were not added to my daughter's viewing video, in her honor, because it's her funeral, not a birthday party. You have the nerve to feel offended? Like, and I still was nice about it, and I still said, can you guys please go talk about it somewhere else? There's restaurants. You can take them to your house if you want. Just go somewhere else to talk about it. Nobody's telling you not to talk about it, just not in my house. You're not gonna come in my house and disrespect me like that. Get out, go somewhere else. And she said, you know what? No, it's fine, we're leaving. Like, all mad. I was like, you know what? Yes, please do, out. So she started walking down the stairs and I was like, get out, like out. And I started yelling. Yeah, I kicked her out in a way, but it was because she was so disrespectful. Like, I do not need to hear that right now. And I feel like, but once again, what did I expect? That's how she is. Like, their mind is just not right. Like, it's just so weird. So weird. So point is, okay, that wasn't even everything with her. Okay, that wasn't even everything. Couple days later, he needed his mom. Like, to be honest, he needed his mom. So I went one day and I see her. I tell her, like, hey, I want to talk to you. She's like, okay. Like I said, I have such a big heart that I let my feelings and my pride go for my husband because I know what family means. I do, you know? So I go over there and I'm like, hey, you know what? I want to talk to you. And she's like, for what? I'm like, okay, peaceful. I tell her, but I was like, okay, well, he needs you, you know? Like, your son needs you and everything. And she was like, okay, well, he knows where to find me. And I was like, well, you could call him. I was like, you have a phone. You could call him. And she's, you know what she said? She was like, so does he. That he also has a phone. Like what? Okay. I was so mad. That's where the fight began. I'm like, really? You're his mom. Be there for him. We start going on and off about why. And I told her, I was like, if you are mad because of me, if you're mad at me, be mad at me and let it go. But your son needs you. Be there for him. You're his mother. Like, you're his mom. His daughter just passed. Like, you can't be there for him? And she's like, you're not gonna tell me what to do, Juliana. You always want to be right. You want me to do what you say. I'm not gonna do it. I will speak to him when I feel it in my heart. I was like, bro, I will never forget those words. When she said, I'll speak to him when I feel it in my heart, I said, I will never, ever speak and say a word to this lady in my life ever again. I yelled at her and I said, que poca madre eres. Like, you are sick. Your son needs you right now and you're literally gonna be that mad and not be there for him because your pride is just so much bigger than that. Like, you're not gonna let nothing aside. You will always come first to you and not your son. Like, okay, I don't even know what to say. It took that. Not even what she said about my daughter. Not even what they were trying to do, their little drama with my daughter. It took that for me to stop talking to her. Like, I just couldn't understand, especially me that I had just lost my daughter. Like, mother to mother, I couldn't understand it. I was mind blown. I was like, you know what, let it be. I came home that day and I cried to my husband. I cried because I felt so bad for him. I told him I'm so sorry that I did what I did, and I tried my best to have his mom be here for him. Like, I went and spoke to her. I told her to let our fight go, and like, if she's mad at me, then go out and have dinner with him and my son only. Like, I don't have to be involved if that's what it takes. Like, it doesn't matter, just be there for him. And she still didn't want to. And ever since then, she never, probably within that year, she probably called twice. And it was just a constant, they're out of my life. And they all were for so long. Everyone knew not to speak about her, not to ask me about them. They knew not to bring up their names because I wasn't gonna have it. And my husband knew too, like, he could just not speak about it. I knew nothing of them for so long. Okay, so that was his sister and that was his mom. I don't have nothing against his brother, it's with his baby mama. I don't want to say too much. I just don't like her because she's just so shady. She disrespected me, tried to disrespect my daughter after she passed, and I don't play that. Like, for someone like me who has lost a child, and as a mother, to be able to like see and hang out with someone that takes theirs for granted, I don't do that. I cannot. And Long story short, we wanted to keep custody of his brother's kids. The baby mama said to the mom, to the grandma, if you're not gonna take care of them, then I'd rather them go to the government, like to the system. No, like it's either, and but they have her living there. If you get rid of her, you will have your kids. Nope. He still has her living to this day with them, but not the kids. The kids are gone. Like the kids are, I think, with some family members right now, and the other one was too little. As soon as he was born, they had to get him from the hospital and take him to CPS. Like they took him to the government foster, wherever it is that they stay. So they've been without kids for like a year already, and they still have her living there, the mom, and they hang out and they have holidays together, whatever it is, I don't know, but they literally chose her over the kids. Like all they have to do is not have her around and they'll get the kids back. But this is for my friends and family. Yeah, so you guys know I didn't stop talking to them because of my daughter. I actually stopped talking to them because I couldn't do it no more. I have too much of a big heart where enough was enough, and I will not let toxic people in my life anymore. That's simple. But I will never keep my husband away from them because that's not the type of wife I am. Family is family to him, and I have nothing to do with it. I just simply decided that they're not my family. That's his family. That's simple. But